Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson, with Cowboy Wisdom Podcasts, presenting 7 ways why rising out of self help programming instantly liberates you from being a servant to your past. And I now realize I started in this self help personal growth game in 1997. But what I really realized is it, it, I was never rising out of anything. It just kept everything recirculating because I was using words and emotions and everything that kept me attached to the event. And my subconscious mind never really liberated from it. As I now realize personal growth, self help, self improvement, punctuated books, speaking, change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness through my daily life made me a servant to my past. And it also enveloped politically correct perfection programming. And that's something I really opened up to and I expanded to. Change, heal, create, transformation, and forgiveness. They all have attached memories, feelings, and emotions. And as you speak them, the subconscious mind in your inner landscape has a comfort zone for them words. And as I rose out of that, I call it the liberating lingo of I use expand over instead of change, energize instead of transformation, enterprise instead of create. And then it opens it up so I don't have to I used words that are unattached to the situation. And then I used experience for the outcome. And for forgiveness, I use appreciate. When you open up to appreciation for your own talents and for the good of everything, you rise out because you appreciate your talents. You appreciate you. And when you appreciate that situation, it gives you the value and the wisdom, insight, clarity, and the liberating faculties of all that. It's something I really learned about any program out there. It creates a perfectionist, a politically correct perfection programming and sets us up with perfectionist traps. We have to do this perfect. We have to do this. One thing about liberation and rising out of anything, it's a mess. It's a liberating mess. Because life is a mess because we taught ourselves life is a mess. Life is in the moment liberation when we listen, question, and it rise out of it. But the pursuit of self-improvement can lead to perfectionism, where you're never satisfied with where you're at. You got to be satisfied and at peace and with a pioneering poise to move forward. But we stay so stuck in the perfection programming and wanting to be perfect, we're afraid to move away from it. So we stay in it and we dwell on our shortcomings and then we fall into comparison traps. Oh, he's got this. I don't have this. They're better than me. And that's a fallacy because your life is unique to you. All the events, 25 people can be standing and watching one event, and there's 25 different ways or 25 unique pieces of wisdom, insight, and clarity from that situation for you to move on to. And something I really understand about comparison traps, because I was a middle child to my brothers and sisters, and 2 cousins, I was compared all the time. And when you get compared, pretty soon you become afraid to do anything because, well, he can do it better than you or she can do it better than you. That's a lie. They can do some things, but they can never be better at your life than you are because your life is unique to you. And that's what life is. It's a liberating invitation, fostering, emancipating leisure, invigorating festive events and encounters and experiences for you to rise. And as you rise, you get to see the surprise of your own sovereign enlightenment. Something I've taken out of my life is self-education, as sovereign enlightenment that sweetens your life up to your adventurous ways. And the comparison trap, it undermines self-worth. And when you compare yourself to, well, they're better than you. Maybe they are, maybe they ain't. But here's the thing. They ain't better at understanding your dreams, desires, and your lifestyle. But they're not better at understanding your internal wisdom, insight, and clarity. Life is about laughter, invigorating fun every day. But we forgot the invigorating fun because we take life too serious. And the more serious we take life, the more stressed out. And this is something I learned. If you got something going on, make fun of it. Find something to make you laugh about it, because that'll liberate you from all the stress. And this is what's sad about stress. We create it ourselves, we invigorate it, and we do everything to ourselves. But our thinking memory mind is used to stressing out over everything. And that's the word mind. It's looking for something to stress out about. So if you really can rise out of it and use the word scenarios instead of mind, you can rise out of everything. And something I really want people to understand, you are the instigator of your dreams. You're also the dreamer with the dexterity to move your life forward. But you are a daredevil dreamer when you listen and trust yourself. That's something that's whenever you hear the word program, or they say, I have a program for you, well, that program is their way of life. A lot of times the programs they tell you, they never let you liberate you from you. And that's what Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity is about, is sovereign liberation. And tomorrow night's podcast is sovereign liberation. How sovereign liberation rises you out of these, out of self-help, personal growth, self-improvement. And something else I really want people to understand, punctuated books. We've been taught to read a book with punctuation so we get the author's wisdom, insight, what they want us to know and do. But every book is written with their knowledge, with their limitations, the viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs. So you end up following down their paths or their trails. My books and my writings are all unpunctuated because I discovered in 2011, I unpunctuated my writings. And that's the best thing I ever did for me in personal growth, self-help, self-improvement, because I get to read it or write it without trying to figure out how to be perfect. Punctuation creates perfectionism and politically correct perfection. Life is imperfect, unrehearsed, uneducated. It's on everything. It's really an uneducated book, an uneducated flow of energy to show us a better way to experience life. But we're so caught up in following the educated pathways, we have shut ourselves out from the ingenuity of life. And something else, your sovereign self-worth is really a sovereign sapience, because it's in here. And when you start going to self, you start going into the memories, and self is really a boundary that won't let you move forward. So when you use sovereign worth, what does that sound like? It's more freeing and liberating. And that's something I've really understood, and I do in my life, is I use sovereign instead of self, like self-worth, self-valor, or sovereign valor. Because when I say self, I get into my own selfishness. And when you use your sovereign worth, you rise out of feeling inadequate, and you rise of an autonomous esteem of energized, spiritual, trend-setting, endeavoring energy, mystically expanding through life. By focusing on outcomes and the quality of life you desire to live, and stop paying attention to the quality of life of other people, you rise of your own genuine abilities. People are so talented. You are so talented when you stop trying to follow what other people want you to do. See, all of our lives we've been told this, stay inside this, do this. Then we start falling prey to the programming of our ancestors, the third world enslaving mindsets that are out there. When you listen, you liberate internal savvy today, energizing now. You're going to listen your way to wherever you want to go, but it's listening to your intuition, innovation, imagination, and imaged inspirations that's going to color your world with your desired lifestyle. And that's something else. You want, what's the lifestyle you choose to experience? See, that takes all the other stuff out of it. And this is my favorite here. Every individual in this world has unique strengths, accomplished outcomes, and also an imagination, innovative imagination, but they have all the grit, get, and go to galvanize the opulence of the world within themselves. Our viewpoints, opinions, beliefs are the thieves of our lives because we think it has to be this way. Well, the world is on its own. It's like a river going to the ocean. It's at its own speed. It's at its own everything. But it's also there for us to experience our desired lifestyle and our desired life. And when you open up to your accomplishments, it's important for us to recognize and appreciate our individuality and understanding that everyone has their own voyage and journey timeline. And comparing yourself to the other people, you stop the flow of your own energy, because we are free-flowing energy. Inspiration, imagination, innovation, that's all your individualized free-flowing energy. But when you get caught up in doing what other people want you to do, you stop that flowing energy. And something I really realized in school, we wanted to please our teachers. And we did everything we could to please the teachers. But a lot of times pleasing the teachers, we missed out on the wisdom and insight. And sometimes that teacher had a different way of living than you do today. You know, education is good, but education is also a limitation. So stop comparing yourself, celebrate your experiences with gusto, and embrace your sovereign, autonomous expansion. One thing, comparing yourself to other people, it fuels negative emotions. But it really steals your desire to go out into the world and screw up. Until you're willing to go out and screw up and realize that screw up is a sovereign celebration, revolutionizing, enterprising wisdom, and you stay still, oh, I screwed up. Actually, you innovated an awakening. And when you admit it's awakening, you can start questioning and listening and celebrating that. Because when you go out and set a comparison trap with negative emotions, your jealousy, resentment, dissatisfaction, and you create a toxic mindset that is now a subconscious mind comfort zone. That's the thing. Everything we think we don't want but keeps recurring, that's a subconscious mind comfort zone. And that's what you got to really question, and you got to feed it with inspiration, rhymes, affirmations, whatever. But if you can discover how to write rhyming affirmations, like I chime the rhyme on my prime time, your subconscious mind relaxes, because when we was children, we used rhymes to rise out of, to learn, and to rise of wisdom. But the comparison trap is something we've always done. And when you really open up to appreciate you for you, energize your gusto gratitude to feel sovereign calm flow through your body, and appreciate you and everything you have, because that gives you the energy and the prowess to enjoy life, and allows you to stop the self-analyzation of your life. Stop overanalyzing everything. When you can open up to every event in your life, make it a 12 words or 10 words. Stop the story of, oh my God, we almost fell off the earth. So, well, we got to see the edge of the earth and the pristine views of the universe. There's always a way to word everything to make it feel like an enterprising experience. When you overanalyze the past, your past actions and decisions, you create a loop of self-doubt, regret, preventing you from doing anything, because you become too decisive, and you actually awaken the fears of the unrehearsed and unedited challenges of your life. But life is unedited, uneducated, unexperienced. It's a pristine voyage of percipient revolutionary energy for you to feel good about now. See, everybody says, look at the future. You energize the now. The future will become clearer in the now. Because the more you look forward, the more you stay the same. When you start doing everything right here, when you can operate in a calm, cool, canny way right here, the future just opens up in an illuminated pathway of sovereign enlightenment. And as I rocketed out of self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, in my inner dramatized hell, that I really awakened to understand that it all left yesterday. And it passed away yesterday, as I now awaken today with a trailblazer bravado. And something I started quite a while ago, but first 3 words out of my mouth in the morning is, I am inspired to light the fire of desire, dawns endeavoring splendor, invigorating rebellious energy, to witness my day with a hellraiser's tenacity, because I am the energizer bunny of my day. It gives me the power and the freedom to look life in the eye with an enterprising wizardry. But that trailblazer bravado, I get to grab my Mustang, grab the mane of my Mustang, and swing aboard, and my Mustang Moxie chauffeurs me through the day. As my trailblazer bravado of I gotta go, feeling my free-flowing energy, viewing the pristine scenery of my subconscious sovereign paradises of liberation, wisdom, and inspiration, opens the door for me to soar of adventurous ardor, communicating away delusional dismay of self-help, personal growth, self-improvement that kept me being a servant to my traumatized past that passed away and out of my life about 10 seconds ago. And when you say something like passed out of my life 10, you want it current. That way, it's right here. Instead of yesterday, it's right here. As I feel my wheel, instantly feeling my wheeling, dealing, divine daredevilry, feeling liberated, listening, witness, viewing, observing my streaming, sassy, sharp witted, lightning bolts that cut straight through my imprisoning drama of self help, personal growth, self improvement, blaming others, and stop shaming myself to instantly understand. Arise and shine on my spiritual, harmonizing, intuitive nirvana every day as I awaken to understand and admit. Using familiar words that are familiar with unsavory events keeps that event alive. Like when you're going to go forgive somebody, how is that event still very much alive? You forgive them, but yet the event and all the things that went on in that event are still very much awakened within you. You kind of just smother it. But if you open up to appreciate that person or appreciate yourself, when you appreciate your own wisdom, insight, clarity, and audacity, you minimize the other thing. And then you can describe that event for an outcome that you desire. And as you appreciate them, they feel liberated and they can walk away. And something else I really want people to understand is speaking change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness, think, know, learn, knowledge, and thoughts are controlled by the images and the emotions and the memories of every event, keeps that event alive. So when you rise out of that, you rise out of being stuck in perfection programming, creating the perfectionist trap. But it's okay for you to understand life is you're gonna screw up, and them screw ups are showing you the path forward. And the only way they become anything more than a life event and challenge for you to move forward is you use your thinking, memory, mind, and go back into the past of your own self-help, personal growth, self-improvement programming. You rise out of programming, scrambling with your celebrating spontaneous clarity, realizing life is an event forever moving forward. And once you rise out of it, once you start overanalyzing your past and using words that keep the emotion, images, and drama of the situation alive and controlling you, you stop reliving your failures. They ain't a failure. We don't have a failure. A failure is the first adventurous, ingenious life event that's going to liberate you from you. It's the first adventurous and innovative, liberating, ubiquitous revelation, energizing you to move forward. And then you'll stop reinforcing your limiting beliefs. But something I really want people to understand is we taught ourselves all of our limitations or sabotage because we never understood the liberating wisdom within ourselves. Everything that's in your life today, you encompass the wisdom, insight, clarity, the audacity, the hard chutzpah, the soul savvy. Just simply you rise out of yesterday by questioning today, but you rise out of the past through today's events, encounters, and experiences. You just open up to have the courage to question what is going on. And see, we have been taught a prestige insight where we look at people that have money and stuff. Our subconscious mind follows prestige. Well, the prestige of your life is you. You are the Putin prestige to move yourself forward because you are the leader of your life. and you'll rise to be chauffeured onto your paths of enlightenment now and forevermore. You soar of spirit, omniscience, and audacity. Realize I listen, question, and comprehend my here and now to vow my adventurous visionary optimism strolls me through life with ease. As you are arising a spirit, sovereign liberation, and we will talk about sovereign liberation tomorrow night. And that will be a webinar when I put this all together. And I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity. Website's mycowboywisdom.com. There's a lot of free downloads on there for you to experience a liberated life. Now, I want to thank you, and I want to say good night. You're all the best people in the world, and you're wise and energized to move your life onto your dreamer's paradises.